This is Channels Television's breaking news.
Well, guys, I know this news has been out there for a while, but I just haven't gotten to it. But here it is. Todd and Julie Chrisley found guilty of bank fraud and tax evasion. They face up to 30 years in prison. Todd and Julie Chrisley were accused of lying to secure $30 million in bank loans. They later filed for bankruptcy to avoid paying more than $20 million in debt. Todd and Julie Chrisley were convicted on all counts after a 3-week trial. A federal jury found Todd and Julie guilty of conspiracy to commit bank fraud, defraud the United States, and tax fraud. Julie was also convicted of wire fraud. They both remain strong in their faith and continue to fight until they are vindicated. They have their priorities in order and are currently concentrating on the welfare of their children and Todd's mother. Their former lawyer, Peter Tarantino, was also found guilty of conspiracy to defraud the United States. The proceedings come in after they were indicted in 2019. And they have denied these charges ever since. The couple was cleared of their state tax evasion charge in Georgia in October 2019, but continue to face federal charges. The 9th season of Chrisley Knows Best, their TV show, is scheduled to return after going on a hiatus. The show has been renewed for a 10th season. Fast forward a few months later, their sentence has been revealed. So Todd and Julie Chrisley were sentenced for fraud and tax convictions. The Chrisley Knows Best couple were found guilty of conspiracy to defraud banks out of more than $30 million. They were also found guilty of trying to defraud the IRS. Todd Chrisley was sentenced to 12 years in prison, while his wife gets 7 years. Their accountant, Peter Tarantino, was sentenced to 3 years in prison. According to the DOJ, evidence in the case showed that the Chrisleys were able to obtain the loans by submitting false bank statements, audit reports, and financial statements. The money was used to buy luxury cars, designer clothes, real estate, and travel. While earning millions of dollars on their reality show, the Chrisleys, along with their accountant, conspired to defraud the IRS and evade a collection of taxes. The lawyers for Chrisley, they say that their trial was marred by serious and repeated errors, and that they're optimistic about the road ahead. Todd and Julie are filing appeals. But it's not over yet. There's more. The Chrisleys will also give up their $9 million mansion and have to pay a $17.2 million bond. Perhaps the stars of Chrisley Knows Best don't know actually what's best. Not only were they sentenced to a combined years of 19 years in prison, there is also restitution they have to pay as well. The judge ordered the reality stars to pay $17 million in restitution in relation to the $36 million fraud scheme. Sources tell the New York Post that they will likely have to give up 2 Nashville, Tennessee mansions, roughly around $9 million, in order to fulfill their obligation. They're going to give up a lot of things, including their homes. Sadly, they won't be able to afford it, the insider said, but their main concern is now their children. Yes, they have a young boy. He's a minor, so there is a custody issue. I think the older daughter is going to take custody of him. So that's the mansion. So my thoughts on this case. Well, I guess Todd Chrisley was lying to us the whole time. I mean, I watched some of his TV show. I didn't watch a whole lot of it, but his TV show depicted him as being a rich millionaire who can buy a lot of things, flashing his wealth. So I guess for a decade that was all lies. I guess the money that he had was a bunch of stolen funds that belonged to the banks. He just used it as his. I guess the Chrisleys didn't know best. They're going to the big house. They are filing an appeal, and that appeal might work in their favor, might not. An appeal is not a retrial. They're just looking at the case for legal errors, a reversible error. But appellate court justices do not want to overturn a trial court judge's decision. They don't want to. They can't, they have to. Most likely, they will not. Now, Todd, Julie, now, the sentencing guidelines say up to 30 years, but they got a downward departure. First-time convicts, got age, family issues. This is why they got 12, but they could have gotten more. But yeah, Todd Julie Chrisley being found guilty of bank fraud and tax evasion, it's not good. Pay your taxes. That is the theme. The feds don't play. When they come and get you, they will get you. They got a 95% conviction rate. I don't know what's gonna happen to the show. I guess it's canceled. They have some episodes they're going to air next year, but I don't know. But it's gonna be a long road for Todd Chrisley. 12 years. He's 53. Means he'll be 65 when he gets out. He's gonna be tested. He's gonna be intimidated. He's gonna be manipulated. Everybody knows he's a rich man, so they're gonna want some of his money. But that's my thoughts on this Todd and Julie Chrisley trial. We have more news to come, probably tomorrow.